Greetings, everyone. This is Musical Connections, a tribute to Newfoundland, and we are covering the Ryan's Fancy and Sons of Erin tribute show that's taking place here tonight. It is March 23rd, 2025. And joining me right now are two of the founding members of the Masterless Men, who started as Cole Cannon in 1991, and next year are going to be celebrating 35 years together. They were frequent performers at the open mics at Erin's Pub, and we're joined by the brothers Curran, John, and Wilf. How are you guys doing?
Good day, Zach. How are you?
Number one, Jack.
I'm doing awesome, guys, and thank you so much for joining me here. So, what brings you here tonight?
Well, we're delighted to be part of the benefit concert or charity concert for autism that Shannon and are putting off. And we were asked to do a couple of songs, and we couldn't be happier.
Same here. Yeah, lovely when Chris calls, and especially for a cause as good as the Autism Society, then we said, sure, we're in, count us in. Let's get at it.
And you guys are really like one of the first bands that were really like part of those open mic nights. I mean, the Masterless Men really you guys started at Erin's Pub.
We sure did. Actually, John and I used to play at the open mic at Erin's Pub long before we had a band. We'd have hockey on a Wednesday night, and we'd go down after hockey, and we'd go up on stage, and we'd walk away with a bottle of whiskey for the prize.
It was tough telling your wife at around 9 o'clock at night you're leaving to go to Erin's Pub.
But I'd say it's worth it. I mean, you guys have been playing together now for almost 35 years. I mean, you recently just rejoined the band after the passing of Chuck Lewis. Right. And you guys are playing not as much as you used to anymore, but you guys are more so a special attraction than anything else these days.
I would say that's fair. Not as much, but enjoying every venue. And although this will be our third or fourth benefit this month, so we do quite a few benefits, and that's the way. Giving back is fine.
Yeah, Zach, it's still fun. People ask me, especially recently, I just retired last year, and people ask, "Is it why are you still doing it?" It's still fun. So rather than sit home and watch baseball or SVU on a Friday night, we're out singing a few songs.
Absolutely. You guys are some of the best in the business. Love your takes on the Boston Rose and Silver Sea. Loved hearing you sing those songs. When it comes to you, Master Nancy Spain, There Were Roses. Just when it comes to the sound of the music of the new millennium, the Masterless Men are really one of the first bands that really come up to people's ears whenever they hear about the traditional music of the province.
Interesting, I remember when we first started, Jim Fiddler approached us to do a recording, and there wasn't a lot of recordings out then. It was the Irish Descendants, maybe.
And they had just released theirs.
Yeah. And we went down to, Lee Tizzer was the engineer, and we were the first band to record in Dermot O'Reilly's studio on Piper's Rock Hill on Quarry Road.
Wow.
And it was a fantastic experience, I got to tell you. Dermot and Anne were great hosts.
Thoroughly enjoyed it, and it was like John said, it certainly was an experience because we had to go down. In fact, I do remember we started on a Sunday, and it was a sleet storm, and time was of the essence because time is money. And I remember we did it live. Our first recording wasn't done dubbed and overdubbed and everything. We were in the studio, and you did it. If you made a mistake, you had to start from scratch and go back. And we had something like 8 songs or something done the first day, just bang, nailed down and done. Yeah, it was. Jim Fiddler wanted it that way because he said it would give the more lively feeling. That was Jim's thought. Yeah.
It's interesting. Recordings these days takes hundreds of hours, and you're exactly right. I remember we had the whole album recorded in 35 hours.
Wow.
And that was in 1993. And people don't record that way much anymore. I don't know if anybody does, but most bands don't. And it takes hours and hours of tracking and hundreds of hours, that kind of thing. So yeah, it was pretty special, an interesting time in our career, I suppose. Yeah.
Absolutely. And if it weren't for people like Dermot and Ralph O'Brien and Fergus and Dennis and the rest of the people that have been through Sons of Erin and Ryan's Fancy over the years, where would the music of the province be right now?
Absolutely. Where would the Strand Lounge be? I'm a little older than a lot of the guys, and I spend a lot of time in the Strand listening to both the Sons of Erin and Ryan's Fancy, and became friends with them in there actually, because I was into music even as a teenager. So, yeah, they were certainly my idols, to say the least. Yeah.
Zach, sometimes we take music for granted. And I can say, and I know Wilf would say the same thing, very proud to say that Dermot, Fergus, Ralph, etc., are our friends. And I don't think people say that often enough. You know, we're so fortunate to have friends like those guys who started those bands, and to be able to walk up to them and say, "Hey, how you doing?" Slap them on the back and say, "What can I get you to drink?" That kind of thing. You know, so it's a pleasure, and it's an honor for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 20 years ago, my wife said to me, "Your 50th birthday is coming up, and we got to do something special." And I said, no need to do anything special. Just have all my crowd down, my brothers and sisters and family down to the house, and we'll have a sing-song and a party as we do many times. She said, "Well, I got to do something special." I said, "Well, if you wouldn't mind, give Chris Hennessy a call and see if he'll pop by and sing 6 or 8 songs." I really like Chris's voice and so on. So anyway, that's how we go back.
Yeah. No, indeed. I guess I've already said we're honoured to be their friends, and it's and we were mentored by them. I don't know if we realise it early in our career, but a lot of the songs, we were picking songs for various CDs we'd done over the years. We'd say, well, you know, Ryan's Fancy did this, or Sons of Erin did that, and let's do that song and put our own twist on it, and that kind of thing. And and we introduced songs 35 years later as we first heard this from, you know, this kind of thing. So it's for sure, it's exciting.
Yeah, and it's really keeping those songs for the next generation. I mean, when it comes to songs like you did, like Mingle 8 Boat Song and Far Away in Australia, songs that, you know, Ryan's Fancy and the Sons of Erin have done for many, many years, it's really passing them on to the next generation of performers that can really take it and make it their own too.
You know, it always amazes me when we perform and you look at the younger crowd in the audience and they know the words, all the words to these songs that we've been singing for 35 years or more. And you're looking down and you're saying, you're only 20 or 25 years old. How do you know the words of those songs? But it's great to see. It's flattering, but it also means that music is being passed on generation to generation for sure.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. It's what it's all about. And, you know, when you're up on stage, like John says, we love the music. We're up there. It's a great high. But the greatest high, actually, is watching the faces and the people in the crowd and watching their expressions and watching them sing along with you. That's the high.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and same for me. I just turned 29 recently, and growing up with music like Great Big Sea and Shannigan and you guys, I was just enamored by you guys and the way you carried the crowd and get people to sing along to songs like Nancy Spain and the Mingle 8 Boat Song, and among other songs like Silver Sea is probably one of my favorite songs that you ever sang. It just really inspired me and really wanted to, like, you know, pursue stuff like this because I wanted to talk to you guys and really just get to know more about you guys. And now, like, because you said when you first met, like, Ryan's Fancy and the Sons of Erin, you were starstruck by them. But now you can call some of them your friends and say, "Hey, buddy, what's up? You want to go for a drink or something?"
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I remember going to the open mic at Erin's pub and getting up on stage with Bobby O'Donovan and Ralph and whatnot, and like. Bobby used to say, "Cheer up!" Someone was walking across the pub with a chair, moving from table to table. "Cheer up, buddy! Cheer up!" So it was just an amazing time. But again, you'd sort of take it for granted, and now you look back at it and say, "How fortunate were we?"
You know, an important part of performing is your stage presence, and we learned a lot of our stage presence from watching these guys.
I'd say, and you've taken that and really passed it on to the next generation too. So, of course, this is all in support of the Autism Society of Newfoundland and Labrador. So how important are organizations like this for helping the community at large, and how is it important for all you guys to be together to support them?
It's fantastic. It's bands or musical performers get called on a lot. It's flattering. Sometimes it's difficult. Wilf said earlier today, this is our 4th one this month. When we play tonight, and sometimes it's a struggle. But an association like the Autism Society, you know, it's great. It's great to be able to help out. It's nice to be asked, and it's flattering. But it's also nice to say, you know something, we were able to give something back. We were able to help. So that's important to us.
Giving back is always great, for sure.
Amen to that. Now, what songs are you guys going to be doing tonight?
I'm doing, well, see, so we thought we had to pick one of each. So we knew there was tribute to both bands. So we were driving somewhere actually to a gig, and I said, "John, you pick a song, and you pick a song, and whoever that is by, then I'll pick the other band." So anyway, I think John is doing Streets of London, which would be a Ryan's Fancy song. So I said, okay, I'll find one of the songs that we know, because we didn't want to go learning words off this late in the game.
Yeah.
So I said, I'll just run through a few now and just see what I know when I get home. And of course, I Never Will Marry, done by Chris Hennessy with the Sons of Erin. So I said, okay, I'll do that one. So.
Yeah, no, the same thing. We were driving along and we picked the songs and we said, yeah, I mean, it's Streets of London, Ryan's Fancy, but I remember Dermot specifically singing that song a lot, and it, you know, and it's nice to be able to remember someone like Dermot in singing that song. You know, yeah, fantastic.
And tonight's going to be a wonderful night of traditional music and celebrating two bands that really, you know, help cultivate our music scene, and especially with bands like you and Shannick and Knock and Great Big Sea and the Irish Descendants, Navigators, you name it. The people that have been going through our music scene for many, many years, passing this music on to the next generation and the generation after that. For people that are coming here tonight, what do you hope for them to take away?
They're gonna hear some really, really good music for sure, and sung by some really, really talented Newfoundland people, and they're going to appreciate it, and they're going to know the words basically to almost all of the songs, and that's good.
Yeah, no, indeed, and you know, every performer here tonight, everybody who was asked to perform, you know, Celtic Connection, Bud Davidge, Bob McDonald, the band you mentioned, it's flattering. It's flattering to be amongst that group. And again, it's very impressive that when you walk backstage and talk to the people who are performing, is that they're delighted to be here, delighted to help out, and that says a lot about everybody who's here tonight, for sure.
Big time. John and Wilf Curran, they are both with the Masterless Men, and they're going to be playing tonight at the Sons of Erin and Ryan's Fancy Tribute Show in support of the Autism Society. Guys, thanks for doing this.
Absolutely. Our pleasure, Zach.
Yeah, no, thanks, Zach. Thanks a million.